Iconic building in the city of Bartlesville is shutting down. Those who work inside the Price Tower building have been notified, and multiple travelers who made reservations to stay in the historic hotel will have to stay someplace else. News Channel 8's CJ Macklin joins us now with more on the building's future. CJ.
I sat down with the CEO of Price Tower, and she tells me last week they only wanted to scale back their days just by a couple of days instead of closing. But at the end of July, they found themselves up against the wall again.
I think that the people of Bartlesville are pretty angry about this, about what's happened. This is outside of its renovation in the early 2000s. This is the first time the building is closed since it's open.
These people here actually thought they had a really good job, and they were promised a good job, and they come to work one day and find the doors locked on them. How are they supposed to pay their bills?
The Price Tower Art Center laid off their staff and is now closed for the first time in history. I spoke with the executive director of the Frank Wright Building Conservancy, who has an easement with the owners who own the building, meaning they have to talk with them before making any big decisions like this. The owners are Carpentry. Those running the Frank Wright Building Conservancy told News Channel 8 they never knew they were closing, and they never knew pieces inside of the historic building were being sold earlier this year.
She has not communicated to us that it was closing.
So are you selling the building? Because they didn't even know if you were selling the building. They just found out it was closing.
Well, it's none of their business, number one. But number two, if I have to, I will.
Cynthia disagrees that she owes the Conservancy any explanation on anything with the building. She told me that she sold multiple artifacts in the building to keep the business afloat and to keep jobs for the last few months. Up until last month, Blanchard says the money ran short due to a lack of reservations at the hotel. She says things have been tight since she purchased the building back in March of 2023.
We reached out to tenants because when all of this happened, we can't guarantee we'll be open in a month. And we did not want to put our tenants in a precarious position. We didn't evict anybody. It's all about wording. And, you can twist anything to fit your narrative.
The CEO also informed me that all of their tenants, except one, are on month-to-month leases.
We don't want people to think of this as, the goose that laid the golden egg, that you can just sell off your parts and then have a sustainable business model. That's not how this should work.
I also asked the executive director of the Frank Wright Building Conservancy, is this the end of the Price Tower Art Center? She responded with, no, I don't think it's the end, but I do think it's a wake-up call. Live in Bartlesville, I'm CJ Macklin, News Channel 8.